Hello everyone, I hope you're all doing well. We're back with a new episode of Before Sleep Questions, where we explore the strangest and deepest questions that make us think before we sleep. Imagine this. You wake up one morning and the world is silent. No alarms, no voices, no traffic. You step outside expecting to see your neighbors, but the streets are empty. Cars are parked, doors are left open, but not a single person is around. You shout, but your voice only echoes back at you. Slowly, a terrifying truth settles in. You are the last person alive on Earth. At first, it feels like a dream. Absolute freedom. You could walk into any store and take whatever you want. Clothes, food, electronics, all yours. You could drive the fastest cars without worrying about traffic or the police. You could move into the most luxurious mansion in your city and claim it as your new home. No bosses, no school, no rules. For a moment, you feel like the ruler of a planet built just for you. But soon the silence grows louder than you can bear. You realize that laughter, conversation, arguments, every sound of human life is gone. The absence is suffocating. You start talking out loud just to hear a voice, even if it's your own. But echoes in empty streets only remind you how small and alone you really are. Day by day, survival becomes more complicated. Food in supermarkets begins to expire. Fresh fruits rot within days. Bread molds within weeks. Canned goods can last for years, but even they will eventually run out. Electricity will stop once power plants shut down without workers to maintain them. Gas stations won't pump fuel forever. Clean water will become scarce as systems fail. What felt like infinite abundance is suddenly a race against time. Nature starts to reclaim what humans built. Grass grows through cracks in the pavement. Animals wander through abandoned streets. Birds make nests in skyscrapers. Within months, vines crawl up walls of empty houses. Without human hands to control it, the earth begins to erase our presence. But the hardest battle is not with hunger or shelter, it's with loneliness. Humans are social beings. Studies show that isolation causes anxiety, depression, and even hallucinations. After weeks of silence, your brain would desperately try to create company. You might hear footsteps in empty buildings or voices calling your name. You might even imagine entire conversations just to keep your sanity. Now picture life after a year. Seasons change. Winter becomes a deadly enemy as heating systems fail. You'd need to learn how to make fire, how to preserve food, how to hunt animals. Your survival would depend not on technology, but on ancient skills long forgotten. You'd raid libraries for knowledge, teaching yourself how to grow food, filter water, and treat wounds. The world becomes a harsh teacher, and you are its only student. After 5 years, cities would look different. Without maintenance, roads would crumble, forests would spread into towns. Wolves, bears, and other wild creatures would return to areas once filled with people. Skyscrapers would begin to weaken. Without repairs, even the tallest buildings would eventually collapse. The world you once knew transforms into something wild, raw, and unrecognizable. But what about you? After years of being the last person alive, the weight of memory becomes unbearable. Every object reminds you of humanity. A child's toy left behind, a family photo, a birthday card that was never opened. The world is now a museum of ghosts. Each item is a reminder of the billions who once lived, laughed, and dreamed. You carry the burden of remembering them all, and yet hope keeps you moving. You travel from city to city, searching for signs of life. Each time you enter a new town, your heart races. Maybe this time you won't be alone. But every empty street crushes that hope a little more. Still, you keep going, because the thought of meeting another survivor is the only thing keeping you alive. Now imagine 10 years later, civilization has completely collapsed. Nature dominates. Forests cover highways, rivers flood into empty neighborhoods, animals roam freely. The planet begins to look as if humans never existed. And you? You are older, lonelier, and haunted by the truth that humanity may have ended with you. The scariest thought of all is this: if you are truly the last human alive, then every story, every invention, every dream of humanity ends in your memory. When you are gone, it all disappears forever. The art, the music, the history, all erased. The earth will move on without us, but the human story will vanish. So, what if you were the last person alive on Earth? At first you'd feel free. You'd enjoy unlimited power. But freedom without people is a cage. Silence would become your loudest companion. Survival would become your only focus. And in the end, you would realize a truth deeper than any loneliness. Life means nothing without others to share it with. Because it's not the cities, the cars, or the technology that make the world worth living in, it's people. Without them, the earth is just an empty stage waiting for actors who will never return. And if you enjoyed the video, please make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell.